Thank you, Clyde McCoy. Now, Mrs. Minkoff, let's give you an opportunity of lighting up a camel. There's a series of questions which we call the number game. A four in hand is drawn by four horses. And what is a four in hand is a what drawn by four horses? It was used in the early days, a four in hand. In other words, four horses, and it was called a four in hand. What is another name for it, starting with the letter C? Can you tell me? It was a form of a carriage, but what particular type of a carriage was it be called, starting with the letter C? No coaching.
I'm not sure. Caravan?
What? No. No, I want no coaching. It's a form of a carriage in which the people sat rather formally. Grandfather used to...
Coach.
A coach, that's right. Okay. You have lit up the sea for $5. What happened to Grandfather? Here we are. Name one of the 7 seas starting with the letter A. Can you tell me?
Atlantic.
The Atlantic Ocean is one of the 7 seas. You're right. The 3 B's belong to what field of art? Can you tell me? The 3 B's belong to what field of art? Starting with the letter M. In other words, it isn't the theater, and it isn't science. What field of art is music? That's right. Okay. And here we are for the E. The 5-foot bookshelf was made up by a Doctor Who, starting with the letter E. You've seen it advertised in many magazines and newspapers. The 5-foot bookshelf. Can you tell me who it is? Dr. Someone?
I think it's Dr. Elliott.
Did you hear it from the audience?
No.
Okay, Dr. Elliott, you're correct. And here we are for the L. The 5 large bodies of water between the United States and Canada are called the Great what? Starting with the letter L. The Great Lakes. You have lit up a camera. Thank you. C-A-M-E-L. Yes. Mrs. Minkoff, you had $25, 5 cartons of Camels, and now...
You're a smarty, what a smarty. Take your seat in the Lemac box.
Thank you. Okay, Arch Entry, who's next, please?
Bob, this is Mr. Dodd.
Hello, Mr. Dodd.
Hello, Bob.
Where do you do, sir?
Well, I'm in the transportation department of a company.
The transportation department of a company?
Yes. A
company here in New York?
Yes.
And what is the company? Do you mind telling
me?
me?
I don't suppose you heard of it, the A&P.
Oh, heard of it? I've walked those wagons through.
Well, I've been with them for 34 years, which I got used to it now. Expect they're going to throw me out soon.
Oh, I don't think so. You've been with the A&P for 34 years?
And I hadn't expected to be up here tonight, only I guess you saw the bow tie. I was at the back there, and I feel kind of out of place up here.
You feel out of place?
Yes.
I don't see why, sir. You look very
much...
It's
the first time in my life I've been on the stage.
Well, that's fine. Mr. Dodd, we're delighted to have you up here, and I want you to know that it's a real pleasure for us to have you up here, okay?
It's mutual.
Oh, that's fine. No, it's Columbia. Do you have any hobbies, especially, Mr. Dodd?
I have to tune in with the wife's hobby. She likes to listen to these programs all the time, the quiz programs. And incidentally, I asked one of the boys to get me the tickets for this show. And I only got them this morning, so I brought her down here.
Oh, I see. That's
why I'm here.
I see. Your wife wanted to come to the show, and that's why you came.
Yeah. Wife wanted to come.
I see. Well, supposing that she hadn't wanted to come to the show, you wouldn't have been here tonight. Is that right, Mr. Dye?
I believe not. I'd have been listening, though.
Oh, that's fine. You got out of that one all right. Okay, Mr. Dodd, I think it's all right. As a matter of fact, I don't blame you in the slightest. I really don't. Mr. Dodd, do you have any children, any family?
Yes, I have, you see, 3, and I have a grandchild.
And what do your children do? Are they in the same line of business?
Well, there's a boy, he's with the eldest boy, he's married, he was in the Navy 4 years, he's with the New Jersey thing. There's a daughter at the back there, she has a husband with him, he wears a uniform in the daytime and a gun in his back. And
What does he do? What does he do?
Well, he's an officer of the law, a gendarme.
Oh.
Other daughter.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, the other baby you wanted to hear, she's in the convent. She's a...
I see. So she's in the convent, and your son-in-law is an officer of the law here in New York?
Yes.
I see, sir. Okay, I think...
It's getting time.
It's getting...
Mercy, though.
What do you mean, time for you to go home, or for me to go home, or for both of us to go?
What do you want? I'm here. I'm on this spot here.
Oh, well, that's all right. Mr. Dodd, we're enjoying every hour of it. We really are. And I want you to stay right here until we get through with it and see what happens here. Look, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you some very simple questions about some people that you've known and seen, either in the motion pictures or the pictures in the newspapers, or that you've heard about them. I'll tell you what I mean. What English prime minister always carried an umbrella? Can you remember? Starting with the letter C, he always carried
I think it was Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, that's right. He always carried an umbrella. You see, that's the idea of this thing. Here we are for the A. What radio comedians make a lot of people laugh at their antics in the Fresh Air Taxi Cab Company? They used to have the Fresh Air, starting with the letter A. Can you tell me who it is?
Abbott and Costello.
No. It's
Amos and Andy.
Amos and Andy, that's right. You remember, the Fresh Air Taxi. And here we are for the L. What comedian wears a painted mustache and spectacles, and his last name starts with the letter M? Can you tell me? A painted mustache and spectacles. Remember, he said to the beautiful blonde, "You're ruining my son. Why can't you do the same for me?" Groucho someone. What's it?
Groucho Marx.
That's right. You have lit up at the end. Now, what English statesman... What did you say?
Say he's got a quiz program.
What's this, a hot dog stand? He's not only got a quiz program, he's got one of the best quiz programs. Okay, sir. What English statesman always wears a Homburg hat starting with the letter E? Can you tell me that, sir?
Eden.
Anthony Eden. Okay. And here we are for the L. What old-time movie comedian, I don't think he has a quiz program, what old-time movie comedian always wore horn-rimmed glasses? His last name starting with the letter L. Can you tell me, sir? His first name was Harold. Can you tell me what it is? Harold
Lloyd.
Harold Lloyd. You have lit up the camera. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Dodd has $25, 5 cartons of Camels, and now...
You're a smarty, what a smarty. Take your seat in the Lee-Mac box.
And now it's time to see if we can find the Lee-Mac of the Week. Tonight there's a prize of $250 for the Lee-Mac of the Week. You people in the Lee-Mac box have been given cards with the letters L-E-M-A-C printed on them. You must write only one answer for each letter. If no one gets all the right answers, $250 more will be added. And next week there'll be a prize of $500 for the Lee-Mac of the Week. Only those in the Lee-Mac box are eligible to win this prize, but you people at home get your papers and pencils while Hank Silverne and his orchestra are playing Love Walked In, and see what you could have done with the Lee-Mac question. Now here's the question. Listen closely, because I cannot repeat it. Your answers to this question will be checked with the latest international edition of the Rand McNally World Atlas. Portland starts with the letter P and ends with land, L-A-N-D. You are to give me any city, town, or village in the United States that ends with L-A-N-D and starts with each of the letters L-E-M-A-C. Are you a Lee-Mac? You have a minute and a half. 1 minute to go. Seconds left to work. chance to become a Lemac. Time is up. Now, while Art Gentry and Charlie Stark are collecting the Lemac answers from the contestants, we'd like to remind you that
each week the makers of Camel cigarettes send free Camels to servicemen's hospitals from coast to coast. This week the Camels go to Veterans Hospital, Coatesville, Pennsylvania, U.S. AAF Station Hospital, Selfridge Field, Michigan, U.S. Naval Hospital, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, U.S. Marine Hospital, San Francisco, California, Veterans Hospital, Bay Pines, Florida. That makes a total of more than 187 million cigarettes that the Camel people have sent to servicemen, servicewomen, and veterans.
How mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test, and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
For the best in popular music, listen every Saturday night over most of these CBS stations when the makers of Camel cigarettes present the Camel Caravan, starring Vaughn Monroe. And now, here again is Bob Hawk.
as we told you, you are to give me any city, town, or village in the United States that ends with L-A-N-D and starts with each of the letters L-E-M-A-C. Several of the contestants did not fill out all of the answers. Mr. Joseph Power has filled out all the answers. For L, he has Leland, correct. For E, Eastland, correct. For M, Moreland, correct. For A, Ashland, correct. For C, Cortland, correct. You are a very smart person, Mr. Power. You've won $250. You are the Lemac of the week.
You're a Lemac now. Yes, the Lemac now. $250. You're up among the scholars. Bob-Hawk will pay you as he hollers. Yes, you're a Lemac now.
Congratulations, Mr. Power. You have $250. You are a salesman, sir, of typewriters. Is that right? Now, what do you expect to do with the $250?
Well, gotta buy an Easter bonnet for the wife, a little something for the mother-in-law, one or two things for the kids.
I see.
I get the cigarettes.
And you get the cigarettes. Okay, Mr. Power, it's a lovely gesture, and if you didn't think of it, your wife would have probably thought of it anyway. Congratulations to you. Thanks.
Pipe smokers, if you haven't tried George Washington pipe tobacco, you've missed something. You'll like its rich, hearty flavor, its mellow mildness. George Washington is the great American buy in pipe tobacco. Means more tobacco for your money, more pleasure from your pipe.
This is Bob Hawk, ladies and gentlemen. Good night and good luck to all our listeners. Till next Monday, when I'll be back looking again for the Lemac of the Week with a prize of $250 for the correct answer. Good night, everybody.
Listen in for more laughs again next Monday when Camel Cigarettes present another in the series of Bob Hawk Show with Hank Silverne's Orchestra.
This program was transcribed in New York.